Hello, hello. This is just an idea I have had for the last week or so. I know my camera is terrible and the quality is terrible, but you know what? This is just something for me, something I guess maybe even for my friends and family, just to sort of have just a retrospect of 2018. That January started off very well for me. January had quite a bit of health issues, just sort of starting off. I had pretty much found out late mid-December that my iron levels had pretty much plummeted. I was at 7, and my doctor said he wanted me at 50. So 7 compared to 50, when normal is apparently like 30 to 200. Yeah, I can see why I was having issues. This related to a lot of fatigue, a lot of just, I wouldn't say it affected me mentally very much, but it really affected me physically. I was sleeping a lot. I was just tired. It's not a great way to start the year when you're trying to sort of put yourself in a better place and do anything really when you have no energy, you have no motivation. I wouldn't even say it's motivation. It's literally you have no energy. There's just nothing there because you don't have the body resources to have energy, which is a really weird thing to sort of explain to someone. But it resulted in me being put back on iron, and I've been taking that all of 2018 to help my storages and stuff. With February, my health improved somewhat, and I do think it was just mostly me wanting to do better. Not even do better, that's I guess the wrong way to put it, but I wanted to continue moving forwards. I wanted to get some of my resolutions and stuff done because I did have a list of resolutions, and I wanted to get some of them accomplished and not sort of just let my year continue being ill, being sick, being whatever. I picked up the booklet for driver's ed, and I studied this thing, and I passed, and I was pretty proud of it. It was something I never really thought I would accomplish, not because I think I'm stupid or anything, there's nothing to do with stupidity or thinking I couldn't get the science or no math behind it. I just never thought I would get my learners. I never thought I would drive. So being able to do that and get behind the wheel of a car was an accomplishment for me. I was very proud when I got that. It was one of those days of just walking out and just, I was so happy with that stupid learner's permit. It wasn't a great March. This was mostly because of another tenant that came into the building. I don't really want to go into too many details just because of, I wouldn't say like security reasons. It is a matter of, there's a person who came into this apartment building that I live in who really wasn't a good person. They were manipulating the system, and they were producing illegal materials, and it should have been dealt with, but our manager at the time was, to put it simply, was kind of a moron. And March was tough. March was tough because it was a month of not knowing if I was safe, not knowing it, knowing if I could sleep, sort of being like, should I be blocking my door? And this guy says he has a master key and stuff like that because he was a monitor for the manager and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm not going to go into too much detail because there's no need to at this point. To start off April, actually, it was a lot of chaos. Like I said, with what was going on in March, I was apartment hunting. I put my name in to a lot of places. I saw a lot of basement suites and stuff like that. And I was just looking for a place that would be suitable for my condition. But the good part of April was I had saved up since the fall or so to be able to get tickets to go to Edmonton, where some of my friends live. I went out to see them, and I actually really enjoyed myself. I have gone traveling on my own before, so it isn't like this was my first travel all on my own. But it was still something I really enjoyed. Just the freedom and not being restricted by the small town mentality of who you are. Being able to sort of see different places and see different people was just, it was something I really needed, especially with the stress back at Echo. So yeah, it was tough to go back. May was a little rough, but it was also a decent month. It was a polarizing month. How about that? The next 2 months are interesting. May, I came back, and it was like I said, I didn't want to come back. I was pretty much, I thought this was going to be a decent connection to make, a decent friendship to not even rekindle, but just to pursue, to have someone else who knows what it's like to suffer from mental illness. It was a friendship I thought was worth pursuing. I thought it was going to be beneficial because even if they had different opinions, even if they had sort of different path for their mental health, I thought I could extrapolate some things and learn from their path, and hopefully they could learn from mine. And for the beginning, I think it did go well, but sadly, not everything works out, especially with clashing personalities or clashing mental illnesses. It can be difficult, and I'm not going to blame anyone with that. I think that sometimes when you have an illness or a condition, it can be difficult. It's just like normal personalities, but exuberant and just giant in comparison to normal personalities. And when they clash a lot more. And that can make socializing and whatever difficult. And June, let's see, as I kind of started with in May, it was started off as a good friendship or relationship, whatever you want to call it, and then it became very toxic very fast. And yes, that could be my illness, that could be my perception, that could be whatever. I think both of us realized that it was better to go separate ways, I suppose. Maybe me more than them, but I pretty much, like I said, I realized for my own mentality I had to do that. And that is something actually for my illness, I am actually proud of myself for that, knowing that people with my condition have a tendency to put themselves into compromising situations because it validates their self-hatred and their self-deprecating viewpoints. And instead of taking that path, instead of allowing someone to step on me, I said no. I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to do. I've come so far with my treatment and my whatever that I'm not going to do that. So, July would be halfway through the year now, and I kind of was looking at myself and was kind of like, what have I done? One of the things that was said to me in June, May, whatever, was that I am capable of more of what I think I am. And that's, even though I think they were saying that to demean me at the time, it kind of did the opposite. It kind of made me think and go, you know what, I think I am ready for some of these steps that I'm fearful of, and I am going to make the effort to do them. And that's sort of what July was. It was looking up the information for the GED, and I pretty much decided, okay, I'm going to do the GED. That's a better option for someone with social anxiety and just wanting to get on with their life instead of, like I said, taking all this time for classes. And that was sort of my push. With looking into studying and whatnot, I got the book like the very end of July. So August became a lot of getting the book and figuring out how to make it work for me. And I wanted to do the book. I wanted to feel ready and not have the anxiety and fear that I wasn't going to do it. We also, luckily, in August, got a new manager to the building, and a lot of my worries and stresses from the building, I wouldn't say were like instantly dealt with, but they did get dealt with eventually because this new manager saw what was going on. She wasn't with her head in the sand or complicit to it. In September, I decided to do an art prompt, and I decided just for the fun of it, I would do Sextember, it was called, and it was just sort of a fun exploration of bodies and art, just my characters, and just have fun. It wasn't anything super raunchy or super whatever. It was just fun. I did, because of studying and all that, I did become pretty hard to get in contact with a lot of people, like not just some, but there was also just some people that I really don't need you in my life right now. I'm laughing because it's kind of a terrible thing to say, but in the other vein, for someone with illness of any kind, be it physical, mental, whatever, there are certain people that can just be exhausting to deal with because of their condition or their whatever it might be. There can be lots of reasons. Some people can be very empathetic and let in a lot of people who will take from you those little empathetic pieces until you're just exhausted and being there for them if they need. And there were certain people, not just this point in time, but just, I would say for years, who were kind of taking advantage of that part of me. And with doing daily art and doing like daily studies, I just went, no, I have no desire, no inkling to let you take those pieces from me right now, because I need those pieces. And that can be seen as selfish, but it's what I had to do to get to what I wanted. And I think real friends and real connections will understand that. October was, I would say, another difficult month just because of illnesses, both physical and mental. It was kind of a double whammy, to say the least. I kind of had them the months before, but October was the month that it really started worrying me, that I was getting very, very difficult migraines. It wasn't just like, oh, my head hurts, I'm going to lay down, and then I feel better. It was, I go blind from auras, I vomit, cognitive capability to like stand without falling, and that is not really like, that's kind of like I've had auras and whatever since 6th grade. I've had, but this succession of them, having them like once a year or like once every other year to once a week was very frightening, and it affected my fatigue, it affected my mood, it affected a lot of things because, like I've said before, stress, anxiety, all these things, just sort of not knowing the truth is really hard. And being like, do I have a brain tumor? Am I dying? You know, I still have no answers, which is kind of a frustrating thing. But we are looking into it. November was a month of math. Just disgusting. It's trigonometry, geometry, fractions, decimals, too much math. But in light of that, it was sort of the finish line. It was the last segment that I had to study. With that being sort of so close, with being like, oh, I'm actually planning the test dates now, and I'm planning when I'm going to get this done, and this kind of stuff. Like, it sort of lifted me out of the depression funk of October. I was still feeling a lot of the burnout. It was really hard to get some of the studying in, partially because it's math, but I pushed through it. I got it done. I was proud of myself for doing like these 900 pages of studying. December was celebrate. December was good. It was a good way to end the year. I ended it with doing my review tests and then doing the actual tests, which I think went well. I don't want to be overly hopeful, but I think I got it. But other than the tests, which, you know, big pump up, you get the holidays. You get the holidays and being able to see friends and family. I got to see my friends that I went to see in April and all that. And it was just sort of what I needed after sort of really working hard the last few months and, like I said, sort of suffering a bit of burnout near the end. It was what I needed. The major reason I'm opening this one, let's see if I can find it really easily, or there'll be a cut because I can't find it. Can we see it? Let's see. My shitty writing, let's see, I'll read them out. It says, read some books. I didn't get much art. The Edmonton trip, my drivers, and be more social. So, of my New Year's resolutions, I finished about 3 of 5. I did read some books, which I ended up changing to a 10 book challenge. I didn't do an art book, but I do think I did more art this year than I did the year before, because that's what it says. It says art book, and then it says more art. So I do think I did more art, especially with September. I did 30, not like super pieces. Some of them are very rough, some of them have more color, more whatever. But I did do more art, I think. And then 3rd was my trip, and I did do that. 4, I didn't get my full license, but I did get my learners. 5, be more social. I kind of did the opposite. Like I already said, I think I kind of did the opposite this year with studying and whatnot. But like I already said, I think that was the trade-off. I got my studying, I hopefully have my GED done. This was my year in review, and I know there wasn't a ton of detail, but that was sort of the point. It was more of just where I went in emotions, and life, and how I'm doing. And I guess in retrospect, to sort of just close for myself and for future me who might watch this, I made a lot of progress this year. And even though I, yes, had a major down in October, and I had some other bumps and things like that, I managed to do things that I didn't think I would ever do. I figured they were things that I would always, sort of just always have weighed against me. But I did them. I accomplished them. And I'm very proud of those things. So, like I said, this is my year in review. Thank you for watching.